In this lesson, we'll teach you how to draw a handsome male character. First, let's start by sketching the character's basic framework. We must focus on capturing the 5 key points of the character next. We'll establish the character's proportions, pose, and facial structure. When learning to draw people, focus on observation rather than specific methods. After establishing the face shape, we'll outline the main facial features. Use simple lines to capture the overall dynamics of the facial features. Just express the specific characteristics in a basic way. This step helps us improve our character observation skills. Why do we draw small head sketches? Because they're quick to create, you can practice multiple characters from different angles. This will quickly improve your sensitivity to character details. Now, let's start finding specific lines for the facial features. Our approach differs from traditional character sketching methods. Some artists aren't very strict with initial line drawings. However, the line drawing stage is crucial in our process. Without color, line drawings demand more accuracy in form and shape. Line drawings help improve precision more than color-based sketches. Notice how some lines might be a bit shaky at this point. When sketching, use confident strokes and avoid being too careful. Draw lines boldly, not timidly, like you're afraid of the paper must be said, like me. You see this sound brush. Throw out the line of this brush sound. In this case, your line will have a greater sense of power, and the characters you show will have a better image and temperament after the establishment of our character line drawing. We can just focus on the facial features and start to spread out to draw this step. Everyone must listen well, that is, we must draw from the facial features to the outside. We must not draw from the shape of the face. Many of our friends are willing to start. First find the face shape, and after the face shape is finished, then find the facial features. In fact, I personally feel that its accuracy will not be so high. We must first start painting with the eyes, nose, mouth, because from the 5 senses, when we go deep, you're going to have a slight adjustment, and it's just going to change something. This one spreads out after it is accurate. You still have to take its 5 senses as a reference and go out and continue in this case. If your facial features go outward, the more accurate it will be if you say it. If you go from the outside to the inside, this is very easy, that is. The external fusion is accurate, and the proportions and sizes of the facial features are different. In this case, the proportions are very prone to the small problem of having a large face and small facial features. What about us now? You see, when you draw the facial features, eyes, nose, mouth, we don't completely follow this photo because we don't have a wrong consciousness that I want to copy the photo. What about our painting? We are very active, that is. I go to capture photos, capture this information, I use this pencil, I want to express it. Express it, for example, Wei Yi Yang Tian Shi. His eyes are more sharp and his eyebrows are more sharp. It is more intense, and the feeling of picking it up is stronger, which belongs to his eyes and eyebrows. So when we are acting, we have to pick this feeling of his eyes up. That is also the so-called sharpness, gives him a stronger expression. After finishing, don't draw thin eyebrows. His eyebrows are very thick, this kind of characteristic. So let's show this kind of characteristic when we show it. But you have to exaggerate a little. Hey, yes, no, exaggerated is okay. But what definitely you have to use this kind of observation and expression. You have to explain such characteristic things as him. For example, let's look at the photos. Now, the feeling of his nose is very long, and the tip of the nose is not very thin. The tip of the nose is a kind of nose tip that is relatively wide. So when you express it, don't draw your nose too small. You should bring him this kind of generous nose. Then in the picture, I used my hands to gently bring a bit of color. But the texture of the skin was expressed to him, in fact, when painting people. There are different ways to express the texture of the skin. For example, the one we painted today is the same Qianxi. He is a young, handsome guy. There are also some girls, so don't have the kind of lines on the face of a young man like him who is too clear. That will look old. Let's talk about painting some middle-aged tough guy uncle like this, but the face can show this kind of line marks. So according to your the image is different. Our expression techniques are also different, like Tianxi. His lips are very thin, his lower lip is very thick. This is also his characteristic. So when we are painting, we are practicing our eyesight, how to observe, how to capture people. The general demeanor is also a local one of the small dots. This is what we call a painting logic, not to say that we have to compare a certain point and a certain one an angle of distance. In fact, you are more inclined than these angles. What else is there, distance or something, is this kind of pen. It is very difficult for you to grasp the character shape accurately for him, because this kind of itself belongs to a wrong observation and thinking. After the facial features are drawn, we now begin to spread around, including clothes, including this hair is actually like this one. I will have a lot of initiative in painting. That is, there will be some of my own expression language in it. For example, this one, I don't feel like he wants to replace his hair with a dark color. I wanted to paint it in light colors. So let's end up with this figure hair. The performance is a little lighter and a little whiter. Hey, in this case, the hair will look very breathable. In fact, the hair is very afraid to feel that the painting one by one is black and greasy, so it will look very stuffy. The clothes are around the left side. To draw the right side, let's just take a belt with us. Don't paint him a lot left and right. This sense of priority and subordination on the left and right will be very low. In that case, the picture will look very stupid and stunned. So being able to draw this language is how you want to express it. Hey, some of the basics of this kind of art literacy, basic common sense is left of this kind of the performance at hand kung fu. So, hey, let's draw. Don't get entangled in a certain method, a certain form of something that doesn't use that thing. If you finish learning, the stuff should stink, and it has nothing to do with painting and looking good. Now, let's go and show him some of the lines around these clothes. Relax a little bit and be bold. Just draw how bold people are and how productive they are. The more afraid you are of rough painting, or the more stinky your painting is, the less afraid of rough painting. Back a few pictures, he naturally good things, he slowly formed them, so be bold, finished. Then slightly adjusted the ratio of facial features. In fact, I told you, that is, when I was drawing a small avatar like ours, sometimes I was actually very scared. This is because I taped the photo next to it, and it was an equal ratio next to it. In this case, in fact, sometimes when I'm drawing now, it is close. If you don't let me post a video, I will be very relaxed to draw. But if you want me to post a video, I'm also afraid of little black fans, right? Some can even take a ruler to measure my words. So the more you want to draw it, in fact, sometimes the more nervous he is. In fact, there should be a person, including me myself. Yes, including there is a very relaxed state to draw during the time when everyone paints. Do not struggle. How do I want to be with him? It's exactly the same. The more you want it to be exactly the same, the less it looks like us. Now go slightly into your picture. Let's adjust the surrounding facial features. Bring some thickness around the facial features. This will prevent it. Our whole character is simple. Because of our hair is very simplified, so in this part of the face, we will need to put more effort, drawing more out some of the face of this kind of small color block. In fact, our course, is the same as the video we usually send. This kind of explanation, our course, is to lead everyone to practice this kind of roadness character line pole. This is to solve the problem of character modeling. After this line pole ends, when everyone is practicing control in 5 or 6 minutes, one person can do it. But you must practice more. Do not get stuck in one of your characters, love him or not. It doesn't matter. Don't recruit him. You don't have to be proud. You may end up still wrong. So if you want to draw, you just draw 10 or 8 people. One draws a line. 5 or 6 minutes can be brush. You just give this practice. In this way, your observation of the characters will rise very fast. So if you practice portraits, you have to practice portraits quickly. You have to practice more portraits. If you draw less, you can only draw those 3. What can you draw? What is it? How accurate is your drawing? Is it impossible? You just take whatever kind of talent you are, or what old-timers, let's dig him out and teach you. You will not be able to achieve this, so it is said. When creating avatars, you need a method. The right method is key. Practice capturing body shapes. After that, learn to draw facial features. How do you draw eyes? Capture each person's unique eye characteristics. Our course teaches feature capture skills, not just specific drawing methods. Then learn to draw expressive lips. How to draw textured hair groups. Apply this framework to create a character. What's next after finishing? We teach adapting to different subjects. How to express them. My usual work isn't too stylized. I'll choose based on which technique suits the photo. We'll use that method. This photo suits detailed faces, bold lines. Use bolder lines around. Before drawing, I plan the expression and treatment. What does drawing require? Eyes and mind first, hands follow. Think it through before drawing. Visualize the result, then express it. Don't just draw mechanically. Avoid look and draw repeatedly. That's passive drawing. It won't improve skills. We're drawing faces based on pseudo-life. I'll use an eraser to simplify here. Don't include too many intricate details. We're adding depth now. Remember, after adding details, it might look cluttered. That's when we use the eraser again. So painting is about addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's not just about blindly adding elements. That's why at the end of each section I'll move on to the next part like we're about to do now. As you progress, you'll notice the character's features become more appealing as you add more details around them. If you trim the surroundings, the facial features stand out more. That's the key when painting people. It's important to focus on expressing more through the features. We're not just aiming to show rich, detailed hair when it comes to facial features and expression. Let's make some slight adjustments. If you want to learn systematically, check the comments or contact me. This course is both professional and engaging, which makes it unique. Speaking of expertise, I've taught this subject for 20 years, developing many of my own techniques. For fun, draw characters you like. Your homework is to choose and draw your favorite characters. We won't force you to draw in a specific way. That would be too boring. So our goal for this course is to make it interesting, fun, and stylish. The method is simple without creating unnecessary complications. When I paint, I don't like overly detailed or hyper-realistic styles. First, it's meaningless. Second, it's unattractive and lacks artistic flair. So my paintings in this course teach everyone how to create a character in 10, 20 minutes using just a few simple strokes. This way you can draw during work breaks or whenever you have some free time. All you need is a pencil as your tool. Don't use too many tools. Too many tools can distract everyone's attention, so the focus isn't as strong when there are many tools. First, draw a circle in the center. This marks the pivot point. Make a small circle for the side view of the head. Consider the cross lines. The pose is head raised, so angle upwards. Draw a vertical line, then add the lifted head. Find the eyebrow position. This position here is where the eyebrows should be. For dynamic lines, add a line to show movement. The top of the skull is called the external eye process. This is where osteopathy is done. The jaw angle connects right at the end of this line. Find the lower jaw position. Eyes should be below the 1/2 mark. Next, we'll set the horizontal eye width. These 3 points form the orbital rim connecting to the lower jaw. Notice the character's longer mid-neck and slightly shorter lower jaw. These form the upper, middle, and lower thirds. The nose tip is slightly rounded, so we'll draw it a bit more circular. For the mouth corners, let's make them sweeter by turning the upper lip tip upwards. The lower lip folds out. This area is the lower lip muscle. Curve it back. The chin juts forward. For the eyes and hair, we'll combine shape and color, painting large areas. We can add some color to the inside and blend the side color upwards. Leave this area white naturally. It's where the hair highlights will be. Connect this area to create a base. Find some darker areas to group the hair strands. We suggest doing these small-scale sketches. Use pencil for practice. Don't spend too long or be too detailed. No need to copy the photo exactly. It's not very beneficial for training. Just capture the body proportions. Once drawn, you can remove the photo. It should look similar. This helps practice quick character sketching. This method helps accumulate elements and practice figure shapes. It greatly improves your skills. Lastly, extend the pen's shadow shape. Add more color to the upper lip for emphasis. Pay attention to form and color. Follow the structure, edge with color, and line. Control color shape. Start with dark backlit areas like ear sockets. Use soft charcoal when coloring. Sharpen the tip to help with shaping. Follow the structure, spread the color. The sound of lining is great. Hearing that lining sound is so satisfying. When coloring, emphasize volume. Strengthen ears, reduce face hair contrast. This highlights the ears and the heavy gray area. When coloring, mind the key points. Sketching portraits is a refined skill. The simplest understanding of key points is combine weight and measure, then separate. Next, we'll detail ear techniques.